This podcast is sponsored by iTunes. Go to CheapSeatReviews.com, click on the iTunes button, and purchase anything you want. Soundtrack to this movie, or the movie itself, or even an audiobook of your choosing. So just go to CheapSeatReviews.com, click on that button, and a portion of that purchase will go directly to us.
Not many men know what their life's worth. I do. 70 grand. That's what they took from me. And that's what I was gonna get back.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheap Seat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 74, and today we're talking about 1999's Payback. I am Sean Ord, and joining me tonight is the one, the only, the Chad. No, it's 70,000. Evans?
I thought it was 95 million.
No.
70,000?
70,000.
Oh, maybe I was thinking about the lottery.
Oh, okay. The lottery. Yes. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling error, Corny will not be joining us tonight. Instead, we have a most special guest all the way from wherever the hell he comes from. We have angry, starting to look like roast beef Scotsman.
Good evening, you bastards.
I can't believe we have them live tonight.
I know this is freaking me out. It's really strange.
Well,
so
it is like 4 a.m. here, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you're awake and sober enough to join us tonight. Angry.
Who the hell?
Or at least one of the two.
Yeah, one of those things. One of those things is real. And Sam, please stop shooting my alligator luggage, Vector.
I sat here thinking, I think it would be nice to really ruin this podcast if I could.
And you're doing a fine job of it, Sam. So pull up a comfy chair and let's dive into this movie. 1999's Payback. This is the Mel Gibson joint that came out in 1999. And you want more information than that? Well, we have Catherine.
Yay, Catherine's back.
Who was able to record these nice words about Payback.
Payback. A crook's wife and ex-partner steal his heist money and leave him for dead. Or so they think. But months later, he's back and ready for revenge.
That's right.
That's very happy.
I love it. It's happy. This is a happy movie. No, it's not. Yeah. No, this is a revenge story. And this movie is quite simply that. It's a revenge story set in a noir kind of strange amalgamation of, is it the 90s? Is it not? There's cell phones, but not cell phones. They're car phones, but they're rotary dial. Everything is blue for some reason. So
it's a smog.
It's the weird New York smog that's happening. It's very blue.
Was it New York? Are we 100% it was New York?
I'm pretty sure it was New York. It had a New York feel. Did they ever mention?
It seemed a little LA. It seemed a little West Coast to me.
Really? No.
That's what I got.
No, the way they
I didn't get West Coast. I thought maybe it could have been Detroit.
No, not Detroit. It was either. I would have even thought would have either have been New York or Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know, just kind of the way they talked, and like the accents and stuff. Like, I don't know. I would never have pictured West Coast.
Although, isn't heroin a West Coast thing?
Not necessarily.
Only happens there.
Really? What do you know about it? You don't have drugs up there, and wherever the hell you come from, the Highlands.
Highlands.
Only whiskey.
Are you the Highlander? By the way, is that what you are?
Hell yeah.
There can be only one.
Are you smoking a cigar while we're doing this?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
It's 4 a.m. in the morning. He's on our podcast.
I
think we give him leeway to do whatever he wants in this thing.
I wasn't judging. I was asking a question.
How dare you judge?
Oh, stop.
I might break.
Judge not, lest ye be judged, Ginger.
Oh,
I don't think that last part was in the Bible, but maybe.
Of course
Who
it
kn-
is.
Is that's in that's in the Dead Sea Scrolls that they found, right? With
Yes.
the
Sam
nutrients.
sat back and laughed a little bit at
Why are
Opie's
you
expense.
talking to yourself in third person? You really got a screwed up psyche if your inner monologue is third person.
He still wants to
Does
hurt
Sam
him in some
normally
way.
talk to
now
himself in third person?
now you're actually talking in second person, which is just as weird. But you didn't know that.
I have this problem all the time. I talk to myself and the other myself that I see when I'm drunk.
I'm not even sure that was a complete sentence, but thank you. So at this point of the podcast, this is where I ask Chad and you guys if you had seen this before, and if you have, when was the last time you saw it? If not, what did you think, or what did you think regardless? But your initial impressions, Chad.
The first time I saw this is a couple years ago, I guess. I only saw like bits and pieces of it. So as I was watching it again last night, there were parts of it like, oh, I remember that part, and then it was all coming back to me in the end, and I definitely remembered the end. But I really think that it held up, even though it takes place in the future, but somehow it seemed like it was the late 80s with the phones, and
But
I don't know, it just seemed like parts of the technology was really definitely advanced, and then other parts were just not.
yeah, we have car phones that are rotary dial. We can still put a rotary dial on speakerphone somehow.
Wait. You guys have phones in your cars?
We used to. Now they just live in our pockets and in our hands as we look down at them.
Why don't people write letters anymore?
I don't think people know how to. We've lost that ability over here.
Yeah.
Though
We don't all have the ability to write Scottish,
right. Yes.
You just write everything in capital letters. What's wrong with that?
He's got a point.
Yeah, it's just like you're yelling everything. I like that. I did find this interesting. Speaking of angry Scotsman hailing from the Highlands of wherever, I was reading this article, or not article, but like top 15 ways like Europeans can identify Americans. And you would think, because
I saw that too. Yeah.
because most of us, you'd see that and go, oh, well, they're all like, Americans are
Fat.
stupid and they're fat
They're
and
all
they're
fat.
dumb. Like, majority of them were like, Americans are going to be the nicest people in the room.
Yeah.
Or Americans, like this guy was like, I was a bartender for how many years in England. English don't tip. Americans, they tip. So I can always, whenever American comes in my bar, I'm serving him first. Because he says, it's such a strange concept that you're going to pay me extra money to do a job that I'm already getting paid to do.
And that's why I sit next to the tourist at the bar so I can grab their spare pocket change they leave on the counter.
Right?
That's the reason you're in their pockets. Okay.
Of course. And other reason.
And there was other couple really interesting kind of things like
Confidence.
yeah, like if you had a bunch of like random nationalities in a room and you walked in, the American is going to be the first one that comes up and introduces himself. He says that's no
And
other.
they're always wearing camouflage too.
Oh, yeah. No, not all of us, but some
So
of us.
wait.
yeah.
So what you're saying is like if a lot of people are, all these people are sitting in a bar.
Okay.
It just sounds like a bad joke.
It does sound like a bad joke, yeah. And the other thing that I thought was interesting was, and we do this, is Americans describe distances by time traveled as opposed to by actual distance, like miles or kilometers. So I'll say...
Parsecs.
Yeah, or parsecs. I'll say, Sarah will say, well, how far is it to Sam's? I'll say it's 45 minutes. That's not the question. She technically asked me how many miles it is. But we don't do that. We do everything in by time traveled. I just think that's interesting. But I think that's mainly just because most people don't really have a concept of how long a mile is. But they understand how far a mile is. But they understand, you're sitting in a car for 45 minutes. Okay. No one cares that it's a 30-mile trip, Anyway. There you go.
This is fascinating
I like
considering
the
there are so
tie
many
into time that you made.
foreign,
That's
yeah,
very
foreign
appropriate.
We
elements
do.
of this movie.
The foreign elements, but we do have a foreigner in the podcast tonight, and we are an international podcast. So,
Canada doesn't count.
Canada. Hey, our buddy up in Canada, he listens every week. So you keep rocking it, guy in Canada, whoever you are.
That's the FCC officer up there that makes sure that we aren't banned.
I hear that Donald Trump wants to build a wall up there.
No, that's
Why not?
That's the other direction.
All Canada does is send us all of their, rapists and murderers, and I'm sure
Hey.
some of them are nice people too.
Let's not talk about Ted Cruz like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, this podcast. Just,
When did we get political? I love it.
yeah, let's not go down this road at all.
Does anybody else want to just take a white out and rub out that little widow's peak, and it just kind of seems like it's been marked on there with a Sharpie.
I'm sorry, you said white out and rub out.
I did, didn't I?
Oh my goodness! If Corny were here, he would make something.
Place.
Yeah, if Corny were here, he'd make some kind of inappropriate / racist joke about that. I'm sure.
Why not?
I guess. Speaking of corny and racist, did you guys see the video of the racist insurance?
No.
Oh my
No.
gosh, it's hysterical. So the State Farm commercials, State Farm's there, and the guy appears. So it's
Hey,
like,
wait, what are you doing here?
yeah,
No,
exactly.
Wait, no, put down the knife. No, ah!
So it's a good thing none of them are homicidal maniacs. But so like the guy's talking with like one of his black friends, and then he says something totally inappropriate, like, man, you don't act like a thug. You mean all black people are thugs? And he's like, and then he says the jingle like a good neighbor, my black friend is here, and this guy, black friend shows up. He's like, hey man, it's cool. Like, he's a good guy. He gets his foot in his mouth sometimes. He didn't mean it. He's like, oh, you guys are friends? Oh yeah, absolutely. And then it's like this series of commercials where he keeps putting his foot in his mouth with black people, but he has his black friend, his black, racist insurance. So I actually sent the video to Corny. I'm like, can you be my racist insurance? And he said, absolutely. So we're all covered. So there you go.
That was the best story I have ever heard.
Well, if you watch the video, it's hilarious. Don't call me Bobo, because that story had like a front and an ending and like substance in the middle. It might not have been great, but at least it had those characteristics.
There really wasn't a high point of the story.
That's
It
fine.
really didn't take me anywhere.
And that's okay too. But we didn't need to go anywhere. A Bobo story just has a beginning. And then that's it. I will never forget that story as long as I live. But I'm not going to tell it now. Angry Scotsman. Can I? Is there a one word I can call you? Just angry, or just Scotsman, or
Mr. Angry.
AS?
Yes.
S
As?
Yes.
ass.
Ass.
Ass works. That's what my mother calls me.
Ass? Okay. I don't know why, but I just have a hard time calling you ass. I don't know why. Mr.
Well,
So
Mr. Scotsman.
I mean, my parents used to call me, Jesus Christ. It was always, Jesus Christ, get in here.
I love that sketch from Bill Cosby. That was before he became all creepy and
right.
evil. Oh, okay. So Scotsman.
Yes.
Oh, so this is where I ask you, when was the last time you've seen it? Have you seen it before? What were your initial impressions?
He's heard the podcast. He knows how it goes.
Well, he
Hey,
was
just because I participate doesn't mean I listen.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh, my.
Why would I listen to this? No, I have never seen this movie until about 3 days ago when I started watching it and then stopped. And then I couldn't remember what I watched, so I started it again today, and the last time I saw it was today, and I stopped watching it about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any,
all right. Yeah.
Any initial thoughts or feelings or emotions?
Well, I didn't understand it. It was just shooting and whores, which I'm okay with those two things, but
Just not shooting whores.
See, I didn't catch the whores.
What?
No.
The blonde was a hooker.
Oh, the blonde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the blonde.
Like the only female not named Lucy Liu in this movie.
She was also a whore.
Yeah, actually, she kind of was. Yeah.
And a very hot one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who? Sam?
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I don't know.
Not a fan of
I
Lucy
didn't
Liu?
take her as the one whore to redeem Mel Gibson's character.
The one whore to rule them all.
Well, that's not Lucy Liu's job. Lucy Liu's job was to beat the hell out of the other guy.
Oh, I'm talking about the blonde.
Oh, we said Lucy Liu, and then you said, okay. So you weren't a big fan
No.
of the blonde.
No, not. I mean, she was cute, but not. I don't see her being a savior whore.
Savior. Maria Bello is her name. A savior. is that can that be a thing? The savior whore? Is that a trope? I don't know.
I don't know.
She's in a bunch of violent movies: Secret Window, Prisoners, and A History of Violence. Okay. But she was also in Grown Ups 2 and 1. So there you go.
Oh, I thought she looked a lot like Uma Thurman.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just my vibe. That I
Yeah,
got.
you know, I could see that, Chad.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was in Thank You for Smoking too. Assault on Precinct 13. She's in a lot of movies. They're just all violent. Oh, that's right. She was in Coyote Ugly. That's right. She did that just next. I think she's very attractive. Maybe because the light was so it was so dark and blue, like maybe you couldn't
She was soft.
like the camera. You mean, or
Yeah.
The filter.
Yeah.
Okay.
The filter.
Okay. Sorry, that was weird. Sam,
Yes.
were you done, Mr. Scotsman?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
That's usually how it goes around here.
Sam. Yeah.
Sam sat back and tried to remember when he watched this movie the first time. He can't quite remember.
So I think I saw this movie.
Thanks, Batman.
Probably in the 20s.
He hoped they were
In the 1920s?
In the 1920s? What just happened?
How old are you?
I mean, we know you're old, but damn.
I saw this a while ago. From beginning to end. Yeah. Didn't remember a whole heck of a lot other than some people got shot. And
And that did happen.
there was only 70 grand at that's what he wanted. Not 140, 70 grand.
Yeah.
So, it's decent. It's not my favorite. I don't think I'd rush out to see it again. I'm not a big fan of Mel Gibson in this character for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seemed like the character needed to be a little bit more dingy, a little bit more of a I don't know, just a criminal type character, I guess. And
He stole from a homeless person. Like, what? How much more criminal do you need him to be?
he didn't steal. The idiot was faking his leg
It
injuries.
doesn't matter. He was still homeless, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do like
didn't
that.
see it.
Shut
That
up.
Escal line.
I cured you.
I'm okay with stealing from someone who's lying.
Yeah, you ripped
So.
off that the waitress.
Yeah, but she was rude.
Oh, well, no, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was rude at the, after he took her cigarettes.
Yeah.
And her
So,
tip.
So what more did you want from him?
what more?
Yeah,
I
like
don't
you
know.
said-
I
you
just
said you wanted more.
I didn't buy him as the character. I guess
Okay.
I want better acting.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Me. When was the last, I can't really remember the last time I'd seen this movie. I've probably seen it 4 or 5 times. I liked this movie. I always had a good time with it. I liked Mel Gibson as a bad guy because he technically is a bad guy. He's not even an anti-hero. He's just a bad guy who just wants his money back. I like him in that weird, gruff kind of a thing. He does. There is some slapstick in the movie, which is a little weird at times. Like Stegman. He gets like smacked in the back of the head, and then 2 cops are like pushing him around. And when Gibson almost gets his cut off, he's and then like the car rolls away, and he kind of spins around and falls down, and then the cops are kind of pushing him around again. It's kind of like Three Stooges. That stuff I actually could have done without. It's like I don't know. I thought it was a little out of place. So maybe that's what you're talking
I think
about,
it diminished
Sam?
his character. I agree.
Yeah. I think you're kind of right there. I thought it was strange that this guy is a cold-blooded killer who is the meanest, most tough man that anyone has ever met, who doesn't even have a first name, and people who name pit bulls after him, yet he kind of gets he becomes Mo for a little while with Curly and Larry doing their shtick. So
It's like all of a sudden the writers decided, hey, we need a little bit of humor in this.
right.
Let's throw this in, thinking it would stick.
And I think personally there's enough humor just with the Lucy Liu bits. You know,
Absolutely.
when she's beating the hell out of him, that was hilarious. You know, like when he punches her back and then Gibson sticks a gun in his face and says,
Let it work.
when he growled,
Let it work.
barely understand what he's saying there.
Was that a frog?
Yeah, really. Bud Wise.
Let it work.
There you go. I thought that was hilarious. It made me laugh, you know, and, hey, I got a couple minutes. Go boil an egg. Like, there were some moments there that I think were naturally kind of humorous. But this movie isn't supposed to be funny. I don't think so. I
didn't think this movie was funny.
It was a revenge flick.
Yeah, it's supposed to be gritty and dirty and blue filtery and things. It was very blue.
Yeah.
That turned me off.
I actually like that, but that's just me. It turned you off? Is it because it's always like blue and gray and the Highlands?
Oh, hell if I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't go out during
He's
the
actually from
daytime.
Detroit.
Do what? He was.
Yeah, Scotsman's actually from Detroit.
Oh, he's from Detroit. Oh. Is he from?
dear.
Is he from Scottish Detroit?
No,
Well, that's called
Little
Edinburgh.
Scotland in Detroit.
Little Scotland. Is that a thing? That would be hilarious if that was real. Little Scotland's next to.
I'm going to Google it.
Little Scotland.
Well, there's a little Switzerland in North Carolina.
Well, I call my. Well,
Yeah, but that's like an actual town name, right?
Yeah,
It's
near
not like
Spruce Pine.
it's not like it's Little China or Chinatown in like New York.
a little Scotland. Can you imagine? Little people running around beating other people up and drinking all the time. Hey, I'd like to go there.
We'll work on that there,
Find it.
Mr. Scotsman. Chad's
Find
gonna
it.
work on that. What was I gonna say? So this movie. So basically, like what we were saying, this is just a violent movie where Mel Gibson. I understand here. Okay, here's one of the other parts I had issues with. I understand that your wife got mad that you had a girlfriend, but to shoot him in the back, that's messed up. You know,
Yeah.
no wonder he was pissed. You want to hear a racist comment? Of course you guys do, because I want to hear a racist comment too.
Problem with kicking the child's asses an hour later, you want to do it again.
Yeah, that's a Chinese food joke. Good job.
There is a little Scotland near Arlington Heights, Massachusetts.
Oh, is that the name of the town?
That's what it says.
Cool. Well, there you go.
And Google never lies.
Well, it's true. It's near Massachusetts there, Mr. Scotsman, so enjoy.
I'll have to visit there. Is that near Las Vegas?
No.
Because I would love to gamble.
It's
Oh, but
And
it
get
is
a
close
whore.
to Jersey.
it's near
And you go
ish.
gamble there.
It's near-ish Atlantic City. I don't know how many miles it is, but it's probably several hours.
All right.
I of course always keep my spare drugs in my shoes because that's what you do.
Did she get that from the guy from Get Smart?
Probably.
I thought that was nice. I could keep a flask down there.
You have to have either a really small flask or a really big boot.
And you know what that
You know what
means?
I say about people with really big boots?
They have big socks.
No, they have big penises.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Chad. Is that what they said? I thought,
Everybody knows this.
is that? Oh, yeah. What do I know? Here's my hashtag Central Africa moment. What? Anyone? Oh, so you know when the drug dealer comes and Mel Gibson rips out the nose ring of that kid? Has anyone
yeah.
else wanted to do that to somebody? Somebody that's like pissing you off, like at the store, and you just look over and you're like, man, I just want to rip that thing out of your face. I just think it'd be hilarious. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Mr. Scotsman's probably done it in a bar fight. He just didn't know he did it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It's bad for the nipples, though.
Yeah, I would bet that would
other
hurt.
regions.
Yeah, I would bet that would hurt.
And nether regions.
This part made me laugh.
Michael, I'm told you're the man to see about expensive horizontal refreshment. I'm looking for a girl named Rosie.
Prostitution is illegal. And you're speaking Greek.
And then he slams his hand in the thing. I thought that made me laugh. That was kind of a moment where he's being like a badass gruff guy, but there was some humor there. You know, he's like, usually this is done with more discretion. Smack. Be discreet now. You know, and then he gives him $100 to go take care of his hand. Yeah, that to me was humorous. But
I always thought that horizontal refreshment was when you're too drunk and they lay you across the bar and just keep pouring it in.
That sounds like a really good idea.
I'll take it.
Yeah? Has that happened to you before?
Of course.
That's what you went. You went to the bartender and you asked for horizontal refreshment, and that's what they did to you?
That's every Wednesday night for me.
Okay. That sounds fun. That sounds real fun. So we had a lot of tropes in this movie. I think we had a lot of tropes, right? Well, a few. I wrote cops. Oh, yeah. This trope drives me
Dirty
crazy.
cops.
We have the dirty cops trope, which is great. Everyone smokes in film noir world. Everyone smoked. Yep. The doctor smoked. Everyone smoked.
Wasn't that a veterinarian?
Was he?
I don't know. For some reason, every time in these types of movies, whenever they go see a doctor that's off the record, it's usually a veterinarian.
That's my normal
I'll have to
doctor.
look at it closer.
You have what they refer to as like an orgy of evidence, like in the background to kind of quote unquote authenticate that he's a doctor. And it had a bunch of pictures of babies and wombs. I don't know if you noticed that. It was really weird.
Ooh.
So he's a gynecologist.
Maybe, but like he was all fat and gross and sweaty and.
Well, most gynecologists are.
And he really ruined some probably bad scotch. Did you notice that? He drank some and then put the bullets in the scotch.
Well,
I'm thinking to myself, no one's going to drink that.
Correction. I would.
So, would then the bullets have to travel through all of your insides, and then you have to fish it out? Is that?
You don't drink the bullet, Chad. What are you talking about?
I'm confused. What are you asking?
Do you not drink the bullet?
No. It's not like
you eat the worm.
Yeah, it's like
Not
it's not
the worm.
it's not the worm.
Like the worm?
No.
No.
But he also used the scotch. I guess it was scotch. I guess he used that to
Antiseptic?
Yeah, well, also but he also he poured on his back, and then he also used it to sterilize his tools anyway. So it wasn't like he was gonna drink that cup anyway.
Sterilize his tool.
Oh, there's almost nothing we can say around you. Guys and falls in love with a hooker trope. Monologuing bad guys. I'm just gonna effing walk you in, and he just takes the gun from him. That made me laugh a little bit. But the one that actually kind of drives me crazy. This is up there with bad tech in movies, and you guys know how much I hate bad computer tech in movies. When gobs, that's not a word. When cops test drugs by licking it.
Licking. Yeah, I when I saw him do that, I thought, oh, he's gonna say something about this now.
It's so stupid.
Yep, definitely heroin.
Is this heroin? I don't know. I'm gonna stick my knife in it and then lick it. Yep, this is heroin. Why do you know what heroin tastes like? That's not in cop school.
Everybody knows this.
That drives me crazy in movies.
Yeah, a certain citrus accents with some chocolate undertones.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh, is this cocaine?
Was it like wine?
Oh, was this cocaine? Nope, this was anthrax. Dead. Just, like that would never happen. You would put it in a vial and I know, but that's not as cool. I know, but just for some reason, movies do that. They don't do it anymore because CSI came out and ruined all that. But whatever. I had to say something. I already played the letter work. Well, all I wrote was shit. I don't remember what this means, but here we go.
There's an old expression that has served me well.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Do not shit where you eat. Or live. Do not shit where you live. Yeah, I like that better.
I liked him. I was just thinking as I was listening back to that and earlier from this moment,
Let it work.
like it sounded like I don't know, like maybe they went back and overdubbed it or something, but it sounded like everyone's voice had like an extra octave beneath it. I don't know, just
Well, you know why?
because
They
boomed.
started all the filming at like 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, is that what it is?
So everybody had just woken up, and they haven't had their coffee yet, and that's why everybody's so angry and low raspy voices.
Is that why it's kind of blue? Because early in the morning, everything kind of feels blue and cold.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. Never thought about that. Thanks, man. Poor dog. Yeah, that was sad. I mean, the dog's okay, but still shot a dog.
No, yeah, and the crazy thing is, when he grabbed that dog and put the gun to his head, to the dog's head,
or to the chest.
I swear it was the head.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
If you look back to it, I thought that dog was dead.
Right.
But that plea from her, in a real deep, strange voice, was real hard to not to ignore. Mm-hmm. Did you happen to get a copy of that, Opie?
Oh, yeah. I did get that.
Yeah,
I did.
I think it's worth a listen.
It was strange though. Like I was just saying, like everyone had a strange like undertone of deepness in their voice when they did the recording. I think they probably went back in a studio. So for whatever reason, this female had this really strange voice.
If you kill my dog, I swear to God, I'll get really mad.
Yeah, I mean, it was really strange.
Speaking of voice modulations and things like that, I really thought that, at times this Mel Gibson sounded a lot like Ben Affleck. I don't know why.
Really?
Is that the goose?
No, not the
maybe. Maybe it's the
Affleck duck.
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Affleck duck.
No. Ben Affleck is an actor over here who made a couple good movies and then a bunch of shit, and then now he's done pretty well for himself.
Well, drugs do that to you.
Yeah. That is accurate. What was I going to say? Oh, so Resnick, right? So in that scene, right? So he's beating her up, right? And then Gibson comes back in and shoots him in the knee, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot my cigarettes." And then he has this little conversation. And he shot him twice, and Resnick's bleeding on the floor. And he asks him, "Do you have a lighter? You got a light?" And then he's like, "Oh, no, I don't." And then Gibson says, "Then what good are you?" And he puts the pillow on his face. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the last thing that he will ever say in his life is, "Check my pockets." Because you hear him go, "Check my pockets." Boom. And I kind of giggled because I'd never heard that before. And all I could think of is like, he actually thinks that's the reason why Gibson shot him. Was because he didn't have a light, not because he was part of the plot that shot him in the back and left him for dead, and then beat up his girlfriend or hooker or whatever she was.
Yeah.
I just thought, go check my pockets. I thought it was kind of funny. He frisked him, but not his hands. I thought that was real dumb. Like, "Oh, we're going to frisk you, but what's in your hand?" "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a roll of quarters. I'm sure that's fine." Oh, that's what this is. So then that leads us to this.
How much is this guy Carter worth to you?
What do you mean? Well, either I get my money or I'll kill Carter.
Are you threatening me? I'm not threatening you. I'm threatening Carter.
I thought that was actually kind of funny. You know what I'm saying?
And it kept going though too.
Yeah. There was
like
more.
no one quite understood what he was trying to do.
Right, and then he says, "My
but
money."
It was pretty crystal clear.
Yeah, my money. Yes or no? No. Shoot. It's just. But like so going back to Sam, your point. Now that you literally have said that out loud, that like you didn't like it because he wasn't gruff enough or whatever. He wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously got these moments like this, where it's like, "No, I'm not threatening you. I'm threatening Carter." Like that's actually humorous in a way.
Yeah.
And that stuff to me was fine. I think you're right. The stuff that didn't work was the weird slapstick stuff that they did.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know. I just thought that, I don't know. That stuff I think you're right about. There's other little humorous elements. "Hey, fat boy, yeah, I'm talking to you." And then he punches her out. And then he checks to see if he's all squishy. And then he walks away. And that stuff I thought was still kind of funny, And I also liked how Mel Gibson had to reload, but that's the way it is in movies. Heroes don't have to
Okay,
reload.
you keep saying Mel Gibson. You mean Ben Affleck, right?
No.
Because the movie that I saw has Ben Affleck in it.
What did you watch? Did you watch Paycheck?
Yeah. That was the movie, right?
No? Are you being serious right now? I can't tell.
Yes.
You watched Paycheck?
Yeah.
You have no idea
That's
what we're
I've
talking
been talking about this whole time.
You seriously watched Paycheck?
Yes, I watched that Paycheck with Ben Affleck and Aaron Eckhart and Uma Thurman.
That's why you said she looks like Uma Thurman. And I was so confused. Okay, well.
And I really liked that movie.
Well, it's good because we're watching it next week.
Are we really?
Yeah.
I'll watch Payback.
Yeah, well, you can go back.
And we'll talk about that next week.
Well, no, we're gonna talk about Paycheck. So yeah, you go watch Payback next week. Is that why you were questioning why we're doing Mel Gibson movies?
Yes.
This is great, Scotsman. This is like the time when.
Don't say it.
Oh, okay. You don't remember that one time when?
Yes, I remember the one time. Usual suspects, assholes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Chad. Yeah, next week we're doing. Well, actually, technically next week we're actually doing the commentary Sharknado, but the week after that we're doing Paycheck. So, Chad, you have already watched the movie,
and I liked it.
Well, good. That's good.
And I will talk about it again next week.
Well, we'll talk about it for the first time next week, or whatever the week we're doing it. But yeah. Well, Chad, I feel sorry for you. So, so you have you ever seen Payback with Mel Gibson?
No, I've not.
Have you seen Usual Suspects? Because I hear it's nice.
Yes.
Very good one there.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, Lord.
This is great. So Corny's not here. Chad didn't watch the right movie. Angry Scotsman smoking a cigar, and he's probably drunk. And Sam
What do you mean, probably?
And Sam was continuously trying to sabotage this podcast. Well, this is a great night. But that's okay. Because Chad said this.
The devil.
There you go.
But it was out of context.
I know, but it was still funny. Isn't that how most people say things? They're out of context.
It was a different time.
There you go. See, there you go, Chad. So we got you saying stuff for the podcast. He got a cool birthday present, right? That kid, right? He gets a car and a hooker. Too bad the hooker handcuffed him to the car and then kidnapped him. But
that is my kind of birthday,
right? Right? Gets a Ferrari and whatever. That kid was
still stuck in that room wherever he is.
I know, right? That makes me laugh. This happened, which made me laugh. Did I play this one?
How much is this guy Carter worth?
Yes, I did. This one happened, which I thought was also kind of funny.
Hey, what the hell are you doing, man?
Fairfax.
Yes, no, it's all right. He's just killing my alligator bags and shooting holes in my suit. Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
I remember that from the trailer for this film.
Yeah, I do too. And then he walks out and he's like, 70,000. He goes, 70,000? Hell, my suits are worth more than that. Thought that was kind of funny. And then
We were going for breakfast in Canada. We made a deal. If she'd stop hooking, I'd stop shooting people. Maybe we were aiming high.
That's right.
So she was still a hooker? I mean, from what I get from that is that he continued to shoot people and she continued being a hooker.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange thing. Maybe the joke is that he's still probably in Canada shooting people, but I think it seems kind of easy to stop being a hooker, you know? But I don't know. Maybe she's like hobo with a shotgun. It's all she knows. Yes, I made a hobo with a shotgun reference to this movie.
Never seen it.
You probably watched the wrong movie. I'm just kidding, Chad. Have you seriously not?
Why
seen,
gotta be like that?
No, seriously. Have you seen Hobo with a Shotgun?
I've never seen Hobo with a Shotgun.
We might want to do that for the podcast because it's kind of terrible and great at the same time. Not like Star Crash. It's like different though. You know, like I don't know. It's uber violent and totally ridiculous. And there's this. I oversell the movie apparently because some people that watched it they got really mad at me. But one of my favorite moments is like hobo with a shotgun literally has been hobo with a shotgun for like a day, and then he's standing there having this monologue saying it's just the only thing I know. Like, wait a minute, you've only been that guy for a day. It's kind of funny. You know what's not funny? audibletrial.com/cheapseat reviews, where you can get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook. Totally free. That's right. This movie is actually based on a book. So you can go and get that book at audibletrial.com/cheapseat reviews. Trivia. I didn't get a whole lot because, frankly, there wasn't a whole lot to get. But that's okay. For the release in Australia, the U.S. tagline, "Get ready to root for the bad guy," was changed to "Get ready to cheer for the bad guy," because, as Mel Gibson himself pointed out, in Australia, to root is slang for to have sexual intercourse.
And that's why we kept it that way in Scotland.
To have sexual intercourse with the bad guy. Director Brian Hegland. Are you saying to yourself, wait a minute, I recognize that name? Well, of course you do. Because Brian Hegland was the director of
Usual Suspects?
No.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
No, of A Knight's Tale, which we've done for this podcast.
Oh, yeah. I tried to block that out of my memory.
Oh, well, there you go. He was also a writer for Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, in case you're wondering who that guy was, he's that guy. So that was the next film he did after this. But anyway, so according to, here we go. Director Brian Hegland was fired from the film 2 days after he'd won his Academy Award for L.A. Confidential. So good job, studio.
Womp, 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 womp.
Right. I wish I could. I'm going to capture that. One major addition to the movie after Brian Hegland left, included Chris Christopherson's character of the main villain. The reshoots resulted in a delay of almost a year because Mel Gibson was committed to Lethal Weapon 4 right after principal photography ended. So all those scenes with Chris Christopherson, the head bad guy at the end, were filmed like almost a year later. So like now if you know that and go back and watch, you're like, wow, Mel Gibson actually does kind of look a little different. Like his hair is different and everything. It's kind of funny. Music editor Scott Stambler, was involved in the theatrical cut and was brought in to try and to re-edit Chris Boardman's music from the version of the film into the director's cut. When it was decided that director Brian Hegland, the music simply didn't match the tone of the film. So he asked Stambler to write a new original score for his new film, or for the film which was recorded in late February 2006. So 7 years after the movie was released, they came out with a director's cut, which apparently has no blue filter and a different score.
I might actually like that one.
I actually kind of want to see that too.
It's not that I want to see it. I just want to see the difference.
I do too. I actually liked that takes me into my soundtrack grade, which I gave it a PN for Perfect Noir. I actually liked the soundtrack.
The saxophone-esque.
Yeah.
I thought it was very Lethal Weapon. I thought it was corny and cheesy.
Absolutely.
But I think it fit for the movie. Like this obviously wouldn't work for Die Hard or Avengers or Paycheck. Yeah. Definitely not Paycheck.
Right, Chad?
Yes. It will not work for Paycheck. Unless you saw it in the future somehow.
That's why you said the future, too. Oh, my God.
Oh, he's catching on.
Oh, man. When you're like, they're using weird technology in the future. Like, wait, no, they're using rotary phones. Oh, Chad, I feel so bad. Well, whenever we record for Paycheck, you will be right as rain. What did I learn from this movie? Well, I learned, one, you don't want to piss off a guy named Porter, but also kidnapping is easy if all you have is a hooker and a jumbotron.
Hey, and don't forget as well, there is no repercussions to doing very illegal things on city streets. Including blowing up cars.
I speak from experience.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. This
having
movie taught me that.
Yeah,
back then.
that's true. You're having a gunfight with Asians.
Literally,
Asians
if you
can
look at
fire
that
guns.
Do what, Sam?
If you look in the backgrounds of all those scenes out on, there's people just walking around New York.
Yeah,
they're just walking around.
Well, it's New York. They're used to it. It's the Detroit of the East Coast.
Maybe it's Little Scotland.
Is that where they were? They're Little Scotland. There was a lot of lack of Scotsmen there in Little Scotland, if that was the case. And there you go. Yeah. Top 3. We decided to do what else? Mel Gibson movies. Chad, since did you compile a list for this though?
I did.
Okay, good.
They're all Ben Affleck films, but
Daredevil.
Oh no.
Geely. Oh no.
Jersey Girl.
Yeah. Clerks. Okay. Chad.
Braveheart.
Okay.
Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
And what was my third one? Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Okay.
To may enter, one may leave.
That's right. Okay, cool. Can't disagree with any of those. None of them are on my list, but that's okay. Scotsman.
Of course, I have an honorable mention of Braveheart.
All right.
Why not?
Because he directed and starred in and won an Oscar for.
Yes. Lethal Weapon 4.
Really?
I don't know why I like. Yeah, that one's funnier to me, and I like funny.
It's because it's got Chris Rock in it.
Of course.
I'm going to interrupt you one more time. So that movie brought Jet Li to the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Before that movie, Jet Li was just, a Chinese film star. And they were asking him in interviews, like, what did you think, how was it like, compared to whatever? And he says, well, it was great, but the thing that stinks now is that I'm now known as the guy that beat up Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. And so I'm like, all I'm known now is a bad guy. So that's why he did like a bunch of movies over here to kind of, it was pretty funny because people would literally like go up the street and like boo at him because he's the guy that beat up Mel Gibson.
Number 2, I had The Patriot.
Okay.
I like that.
I like The Patriot.
About America there. That's
of course you liked it because we were kicking England's ass.
Well, yeah, of course. And then my favorite Mel Gibson film of all time is Maverick.
I love Maverick.
Yeah.
Another really good one.
I love Maverick. What? Everybody in here's got a gun. That's the same guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized that. Yeah, it's the same guy. How about that? I like that movie. Jodie Foster. She's great. Sam.
I've got Lethal Weapon 4 as my number 3, and funny little story behind that. That was my first DVD ever purchased.
Cool.
I had bought my DVD player back in circa 97 or 8, maybe. Can't quite remember.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And that was on sale at the store, and I wanted to see it, so I was like, sure. So I bought that one.
That's impressive. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. 97, 98? Really?
Yeah.
Were you in college yet?
Yeah.
Because I guess that timeline makes sense. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah. Might have been, 98.
Because I remember, because the first DVDs came out like 96, 97, because Laserdiscs were still a thing.
Yeah.
So DVDs were still really expensive. So
wait, Lethal Weapon came out in 98, so it had to have been
after
99.
That. Yeah, like 99, 2000. Okay. Because I bought mine in 2001.
Yeah.
And I remember what my first DVD was. Chad, do you remember your first DVD that you ever purchased? Or is Chad still there?
I don't.
I think Chad's...
Mr. Scotsman, do you have DVDs over there?
Of course. My first...
Uh-oh. Did we lose the Scotsman? Sam, Chad, anyone?
Hold on. Everything cut out when Scotsman started.
All right, I got you, Sam. Chad, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, Scotsman.
Oh, I said Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with
nice.
the non-English Robin Hood.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Okay, I have a quick story about that. Sorry.
It was two-sided. You had to take it out and turn it over halfway through.
That's not true.
No, it's true. I swear.
On a DVD?
Yes, of course.
Wow.
It's not even that
The
long a
longer ones-
movie.
Earlier,
know,
the
right?
longer ones, you had to do that.
No. DVDs, the moment the DVDs were stamped, they were 4.7 gigabytes of data. So the only reason why you would have to flip it if you had, did you have the director's cut of the movie?
The normal DVD, you had to take it out halfway through.
I had to do that for
turn it over.
Braveheart. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Braveheart's
you
a
have to do it-
4-hour movie.
I had to do it for Amadeus.
That's also a really long movie.
It is.
Is Prince of Thieves a long movie?
Maybe
Yes.
they had a lot of extras.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they have smaller DVDs in Scotland.
Maybe they're like 45s.
They're 45. They spin at a different. They spin at a different speed. I love that. Why is this not coming up? That was great, Chad. Thank you.
I'll do what I can.
Robin Hood. Why can't I not type? Holy cripe! There we go.
2 hours and 23 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that long?
It's an hour and 43 minutes. Yeah. When Robin and his Moorish companion come to England, anyway, you know the movie. So okay, I believe you. It just seems strange because 4.7 gigs on one side is plenty for a good 2.5-2 hour movie.
The funny part is it stops right when he's taking a bath in the pond in the waterfall, and so their thinking was that if you were disgusted by Kevin Costner's ass, you didn't have to watch the rest of the movie. You could just stop there.
So I have actually seen the director's version of that movie, and so this
That's another Ridley Scott, right?
No, I don't think
No?
so. No, I really don't think so.
Who did that?
I will tell you.
No. I'm getting
Kevin
confused.
Reynolds.
The Ridley Scott is the new one.
Kevin Reynolds directed that, and he's known for such things as
Green Lantern.
What? Waterworld? No.
He wasn't in
Yeah,
Waterworld.
he directed Waterworld. He was
He's gonna be Deadpool soon too.
one of the. What?
You're talking about Reynolds, right?
No, not Ryan Reynolds. Kevin Reynolds.
He's got his own line of
Malcolm
rap.
Reynolds?
I hate you so. He's got his own line of R.J. Reynolds, the cigarette company. No, anyway, so like in the director's cut, you remember the scene for those who've seen it, especially you, Scotsman, since clearly you owned it and loved it, where you had where he's in church and he's like looks like he's bored and nodding off, because the scene right before that he's down with that weird witch lady and they're literally worshiping the devil, and
Who?
Alan Rickman, the sheriff.
And who were
So
they
much
worshiping?
They were worshiping,
The devil.
and so then he has to go to church and whatever, and then there's another moment where he's like, "Are you sure that my parents wanted me to be raised by you, the witch?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's your mother, blah blah blah," right? And then later on, you find out that she actually is his mom.
Oh.
Your mom.
Yeah, so that's why she's so adamant about him siring a child and things like that. So it kind of changes the tone of the movie a little bit. Makes it a little darker. But Christian Slater still can't act, and that doesn't matter. But to answer my own question, my first DVD that I purchased ever was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Well, at the
That's
time,
terrible.
Not a big fan
it
of
was.
that one.
I liked it at the time.
That's the movie you stake your DVD life on. That's sad.
The second movie I bought was Romeo Must Die, the Jet Li kick flick.
I bet you can guess the second movie I bought.
Jurassic Park.
It sure was. Yep. I finally found it in the Walmart bargain bin.
For 99 cents.
No, it was still $20-something.
I got really mad, Sam. The other day I was at Walmart with Sarah, and they had the Jurassic Park trilogy for like $23.
Yep.
But the trilogy Blu-ray for $23, but Iron Man 1 is still $30.
Jeez.
And I'm like, Marvel, or Disney, like really? Really? Come on. That just pissed me off. Anyway, and it also made me mad that they didn't package it with a DVD. Like all the other ones I have are packaged with a DVD so Sarah can take them to school and show them to her kids, because the school system's not going to buy a Blu-ray player. Anyway, Sorry for that rabbit hole. Sam, did you do your top?
I did Lethal Weapon.
You did Lethal
I
Weapon
did.
4.
Oh, Maverick was my number 2.
Maverick, okay.
And my number 1 is Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yeah. Okay. I did.
Except for the last 10 minutes of the movie, I turn it off.
Really?
Yep.
Makes you mad.
I've seen the end once. I don't need to see it again.
It makes you mad.
Yes.
That feeling you feel is every time anyone mentions Game of Thrones.
Or Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rage quit Braveheart every time.
That's fine. Braveheart's it's a really fine movie. It's got some of my favorite movie glitches of all time, and there's a great one-liner in it too. So
A lot of limbs being severed in that movie.
yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of my favorite moment is we'll build spears twice as long as a man. Some men are longer than others. Your mother's been talking about me again. Yeah, it's great. It would have been better had Scotsman done those lines, but
that's true. But that's okay.
Yeah. So my 3, I did a.
Nobody cares. Moving on.
Aww. But I'm driving the show. Yeah, crash. I did an honorable mention because I figured that one of my 3 would be chosen by one of you guys. So I picked one that I knew that probably you guys wouldn't pick. So instead of The Patriot, which most of you picked, I'm going to say We Were Soldiers.
I don't like that one either.
Really?
No.
Oh, why not?
Cheesy.
Is it?
God, yes.
You know,
I think so.
You're not the only person that said that to me. A good buddy of mine who was in the Navy, he didn't like it because he felt like it was basically just like a war PSA, that the Vietnam War wasn't as terrible as it was. You know, like we were.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like they were trying to make it more than what it was. I just like it because it's a cool action flick.
Yeah, to me, they're trying to push your emotional buttons, and I think that's stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of other movies that do that. Again, I liked it for the action flick that it was, and Sam Elliott saying things is great. You know, when the guy says, "Good morning, Sergeant Major," and he says, "What are you, some kind of GD weatherman?" That's funny. My number 2 is Maverick, because you can't go wrong with Maverick. And my number 1 is going to be, again, a little off the wall, but I really, really like this movie, Conspiracy Theory.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I like
It's a good flick, but it's not anywhere near
Yeah, I mean,
Braveheart material.
I love Braveheart, and I just didn't put it in my top 3 because I knew everybody else probably would. But the thing is that because Braveheart 1 is really long, and 2, it's the same thing, Sam. Like the ending is still kind of like emotional and upsetting, and what happens,
Yes.
you know, that he gets betrayed for some pieces of land.
You know what really makes me mad about that ending though? You know, going back to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Okay.
Remember when they're about to hang whoever that guy is, right? And they're all in the audience, and they've all snuck their way into the castle, really, really kind of stupidly. But they're in the castle, and Robin Hood has to shoot the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that something was gonna happen at the end of Braveheart. Somehow his little pals, since you see them in the audience, is going to save the day.
Right.
Well, that's not how we do things in Scotland.
But if you know anything about actual history,
Hollywood and history generally don't get along a whole lot.
Did you see The Patriot?
Did you see The Postman?
That's not a historical film. But yes, I've seen it.
Good. I was just wanting to know if you saw it.
Because The Patriot is almost zero real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I that's one of I don't know. It's kind of like Dance with Wolves. I can't watch the end of that one either.
Well, you've already. Is somebody okay having issues with their microphone?
Why?
I'm fine.
Oh, it sounds like someone's like constantly touching their microphone, and you should do that after the podcast.
I'm
Well,
constantly
go blind.
touching something.
So
My phone.
Okay. So yeah, Sam. No, I mean I'm kind of with you there. I think.
Yep.
What about Gladiator? The end of Gladiator. Does that make you mad too?
I'm okay with that one. For some reason, he still got his revenge.
Yeah.
And
Gibson
he's
gets
going
his
to
revenge,
see...
sort of.
What's that?
Gibson gets his revenge. I mean, he gets his revenge, but that's not what the majority of the movie is based on. The majority of the movie is based on...
In Braveheart, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I mean, they sure... Yeah, but they never showed what happened with his revenge.
Well, he cuts the guy's neck off, basically. He slits the guy who killed his wife, he kills. So the revenge part is done. And then the rest of the movie is to free Scotland, which kind of made me angry because at the end of the movie they're like they fought like warrior poets and then they won their freedom. No, you're not. You're still part of England, right, English Scotsman?
Of course.
Right. You just had a vote and they're like, nah, we're gonna go drinking instead. So
wait, we had a vote?
Yeah. You remember because you actually mentioned it on the podcast. Well, you might not remember, but you did mention it on the podcast. In one of your rants that you send us.
Damn it.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway.
I've got to tell everyone about that. No one knows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does cut the guys. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's very early in the movie.
Right, yeah.
So certainly, but then it became a bigger issue of getting freedom, and you never really see that happen.
You know, I just realized something.
You didn't hit record?
No. The majority of Mel Gibson movies are motivated by revenge. Obviously, Payback, not Paycheck.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 1, there's an element of revenge. Lethal Weapon 2 is revenge. Lethal Weapon 3, no, not really 3. 4, a little bit. And then you've got Braveheart is all revenge.
Yeah.
The Patriot is revenge.
Passion of the Christ was... Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Revenge on the Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, kind of.
According to him.
Yeah, actually. Well, I mean...
What?
Basically, it is no secret that he made the Passion of the Christ because he's anti-Semitic.
What does his allergies have to do with anything?
I don't know. We Were Soldiers was not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's it, right? That's all I think that's it, right? That's kind of pretty much the podcast.
I think so.
I don't think we have any email.
Top 10? Or out of 10?
Yeah, we'll do that in just a second. We'll just check and make sure we didn't have any email.
Aww. Great radio.
Oh, we have an email.
Uh-oh.
As of
dun, dun, dun.
literally like 3 hours ago, we got an email from our buddy Jeff. Hey guys, This is AOL Jeff. He's got his own name. AOL Jeff. I love it. That's actually great. Thanks, Jeff. Hey, this is AOL Jeff. I've got a movie to request that seems to be written about the majority of the CSR staff. Some of the facts about the CSR staff that seems to make this movie a good fit are: all CSR podcasters are musical, even meeting in college as music majors. This is mostly true. Sam was not a music major, but you were musical-ish.
I started out.
Half the CSR podcasters either are or will soon become homeless. Okay.
That is true.
Well, displaced maybe, but not homeless.
Yeah.
With these two facts seem to fit the description of the movie, the 2009 The Soloist, based on a true story of Nathaniel Ayers, a musician who becomes schizophrenic and homeless. That's not the one with RDJ, is it?
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's the homeless guy, right? The Solo. This is what happens when you... Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.'s in that. Yeah, I thought so.
Isn't he in everything?
Kinda. It won something. It was it won a Prism Award.
A prison award?
Prism Award, whatever that is.
I didn't know they were giving awards out in prison now.
They usually don't, but
well, maybe not in America.
Jamie Foxx, Robert Downey Jr., Kathleen Keener, and a bunch of other people I've never heard of. Stephen Root, which we know in Australian means to have sex with. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, The Soloist. I think this would be a movie that you may enjoy and be able to give a unique insight due to these parallels. Jeff sent from my iPad. Well, thank you, Jeff, and for getting just in time for the podcast. I'm glad I checked. Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate
We'll
it.
put it on the list.
Yeah.
Although, wait a second. Isn't Jeff the Poultry Guys guy?
Maybe, I don't know, but it's been a long time since Poultry Guys.
Are we forgiving him for that now?
Yeah, we forgave Jen a long time ago for drinking buddies, so we're good. We still haven't forgiven Angry Scotsman though for The Usual Suspects. That's okay though.
I never requested that movie.
No, you didn't request it. You just
We
didn't.
like The Usual Suspects.
I know.
Well, good for you.
That's not the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, is The Soloist streaming? I guess is the next question. The Soloist.
I have it on a 45.
Oh, it's not available for stream. It's only for download. Shoot. But all right, so we'll put it on the list, and as soon as it's streaming, we will watch it. Okay. So Jeff, we have heard your plea, and I'm putting it on the list literally right now. The Soloist. There you go. So thanks, Jeff. All right. So out of 10, AOL Jeff. There we go. So out of 10 for Payback, Chad, I guess you can sit this one out.
I give it a strong 6.25.
Is that what IMDb has?
Yeah.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That'd be pretty funny if that's what IMDb has. IMDb has a 7.1.
Wow. See, I think that's high. In my humble opinion.
You say what?
I think that's high in my humble
opinion. It's a little high? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Chad, I guess you're just abstain. So, Angry Scotsman.
I give it 5.
Okay. Sam?
I think I'll give it I agree with the Angry Scotsman. 5 absent nose rings on purpose out of 10.
It wasn't absent, it was removed. Forcefully removed. I have a good time with this movie. I think it's kind of fun. The slapstick pulls it down a little bit for me. That stupid cab driver guy, whatever, Stegman. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I don't know, 6.5 dirty cops. I don't know. There you go.
Boo.
I don't know. I can't think of anything funny off the top of my head. Did I play all my clips? Yeah, I did. Okay, just making sure.
The Devil.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's it. Well, yeah. So, Angry Scotsman, thank you so much for filling in.
Yeah, thank you.
I know it's probably about 5 a.m. there now. So
yeah, the sun is coming up, actually.
So there you go. Well, I appreciate it for filling in for Corny. And Corny watched the movie. I was hoping he'd give me his top 10 or out of 10, but he did not, and that's okay. So we will just have 3, and that's just fine. Next week so the next podcast. I'm going to break the fourth wall here. We have actually already sat down and recorded Sharknado, the commentary track. We've already done that. We did that last week. So you, the listener, will get that next week. So the next podcast you hear or see, download, ingest will be Sharknado, the commentary track, which means simply that. You're going to sit down, you're going to pull up Sharknado on Netflix, and you're going to suffer with us.
It's not that bad.
Except that should be the tagline, Sharknado. It's not that bad. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't remember. Did we do a rating? Did we do out of 10 for that movie? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah, I was going to say. It can't be lower than like Poultrygeist or any of those garbage films.
Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects is like number 2 on our list.
Yeah,
I know.
Because it's a good movie.
Yes.
You know, I requested a movie a long time ago.
Did you?
Uh-oh.
I did.
What did you request?
Do you know the guy Simon Pegg?
Yeah.
Well, he did this movie called The Fantastic Fear of Everything.
Okay.
And it was back in Halloween because it was a scary movie.
Right.
And I don't know if it ever got put on your list, but it's a good movie.
I don't think it
I
did.
think I'd like to see that, actually. I like Simon Pegg's
Yeah,
stuff.
I like anything he's in, too.
Except for that Star Trek stuff. That's kind of...
Oh, that's horseshit.
Out there.
Man, it's streaming.
Let's put it on the list, dude.
All right.
It's a good little flick. You'd like that.
After studying murder for a book, paranoia is setting in. Of course, he's only paranoid if no one is after him. Simon Pegg as a bearded ginger. So, there you go.
There's such a thing?
Yeah. Yes, there's such a thing. What's wrong with you?
My whole family is that way. I've been begging my mom to shave, but...
Fantastic fear of everything. All right, it's
Awesome.
on the list. It will come on. So here's the list we got coming up so far, just to tease what's coming up, as we gear up towards fall and get back into the football.
And we
season.
do need some more recommendations.
Absolutely.
If you're out there, we'd love to hear what you think we should do.
The only thing, the reason why I don't think it got put on the list is because maybe it wasn't streaming at the time, but maybe it was, and I just.
Well, that's okay.
And I just suck. I don't remember.
That's possible.
That's probably more likely than anything.
Probable.
So we also have Paycheck coming up. So Sharknado will be the next one you hear, and then, right, and then Paycheck,
Yep.
and then we'll do Paycheck. Chad will be very happy for that.
Yay!
After Paycheck, we've got some explosions and chase scenes in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Yes, I am looking forward to that one.
I am too, because it looks terrible.
It's terrible.
And after that, I'm going to go a little old school with the Old Testament and Noah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do Noah. And then Patriot Games is on the list here. And then after that, unless somebody else requests something, The Fantastic Fear of Everything. Now, we can push that back toward Halloween if we want to, which actually might be a good idea. Maybe,
yeah, especially since usually for Halloween we...
maybe the month of October we just do nothing but scary movies or something like that. Or scary-ish movies. Or something
love scary movies.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, don't forget,
who else loves scary
Frighteners
movies?
was an October thing.
Man, and I'm so glad we watched that for this podcast because that has become a staple. Like, we watched it this past year with my wife and mother-in-law.
Yeah.
They didn't like it at all, but I'm going to watch it again because I think it's great. I really like the hell out of it. So
That's where we also got Tucker and Dale.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good month.
Oh my gosh, I love Tucker and Dale too.
After you finally learned the name.
John Tucker versus Dale? No. Tucker and Dale versus Must Die. No.
Must Die, yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods too, which I really liked. That was the Joss Whedon joint, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
So we've got
it
some.
ended up being a good month. Yeah.
It was. We've got some good stuff coming up, and I'm really looking forward to it. Again, send us your requests to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Follow us on Twitter @cheapseatcast. You can follow me @Sean J. Allred, Sam @Saniji16. Scotsman, do you have a Twitter account that you want to give out or no? Or do you have Twitter in Scotland?
I don't twat. What are you?
I gotta bleep that out. Okay. At Maestro_Evans for Chad. And that's gonna do it. So tune in next week. Sharknado will be our commentary track. And then after that will finally be Paycheck. Because Chad.
Yay, Paycheck. I've seen that movie.
Yeah. You may also leave us a review on iTunes and Stitcher and where other fine podcasts are sold. So
Starbucks.
And I guess, yeah. So on behalf of, I'm not quite sure you know what Starbucks is there, Scotsman.
They're everywhere, dude.
Everybody knows what Starbucks is. There's one on every corner in every country.
That's true.
Got one in my basement.
I'll actually be how cool would that be actually to live above a Starbucks? That's actually kind of cool, you know?
No,
You just, well, it'd be like the parents in Big Hero 6, you know, or the kids in Big Hero 6. They live above a coffee store.
Spoiler, man.
Not really, but okay. So on behalf of Chad, Corny, who is not here, but Angry Scotsman Sam, this is Sean saying goodnight. Thank you for listening. And again, thank you, Mr. Scotsman, for coming.
I always take a shot right there.